Hello, reading friends. My name is Melissa. Welcome back to the Jane Austen Literacy Foundation community. I am really excited to be hanging out with you here today, and I thought we'd take this opportunity to discuss some books that I am really excited that are coming out later this year. I will share the book descriptions with you, and hopefully they get you excited as well. I will be sharing 5 books today. I would love it if you share down in the comments with me some books that you are excited to be releasing this year, or maybe you're just excited to have them on your list to be reading soon. One thing that gets me excited every month is our monthly reading challenge. Now, if you have not checked it out before, this is a reading challenge that you can either print off or you can take a screenshot on your phone and mark it off there, but it is just really meant to help inspire you to maybe grab some books off your bookshelf. I know I've been rearranging my books this week, and there's so many that I forgot that I even had there that I was like, oh, this sounds really good. I really want to read this. Why has it been sitting here for the last year? So maybe you check out what you already have. Maybe you go to the library and you do a fun browse and you discover some new books to fulfill the prompts on here. Maybe you go to a bookstore and browse and treat yourself to a book or two that way. But we really just want to help you have fun discovering new books to read and help you fall in love with reading even more than you already are. The May challenge for me is going great. The prompts that I have left to choose from is a mystery novel, a book with a well-known quote, and a book that either involves time travel or spans multiple time periods. And also a book with the word tea in the title or in the theme. So I know I have a mystery picked out that I want to read, and I do have I think it's a Fiona Davis book that is split time period, so that might be the one that fulfills that. And I've been struggling a little bit with the word tea. I find coffee in books, but I have to find tea. If you have any recommendations for that, please feel free to let me know. But it has been a lot of fun. I've really been enjoying that. When you complete the challenge, and it is absolutely free to participate in the challenge with the community, you can let us know that you have completed it, and you get a free digital bookmark to then print off and enjoy. I will show you. I've got one sitting here. So this is one of our bookmarks that have, I normally laminate mine for longevity because I am hard on my bookmarks, and I have cats that really love to chew on bookmarks as well, so that protects them and keeps them safe for a little bit longer. But let's get into books that I am really excited to be reading this year. I do not have the books physically, obviously, because they've not been published yet. So I will somewhere here on the screen put the cover so you can see it, because if you are anything like me, the cover really helps you get excited about a book, and that's like the first introduction that kind of gets you excited. The first book that I am really excited to be reading, and I'm going to read it off my phone here, is Maria, a novel of Maria von Trapp. If you are anything like me as well, you grew up watching The Sound of Music. You fell in love with the music from The Sound of Music, and Julie Andrews does an amazing job of being iconic and making Maria von Trapp really come alive. But when I saw the description for this book, I requested it right away so I could get an early copy, and I thought, I know if I don't get a early copy of this, I'm absolutely going to be purchasing it to read, and I still might purchase a physical copy for myself as well. But the description is, I'll read it to you now. Maria von Trapp. You know the name and the iconic songs, but do you know her real story? This dramatic novel, based on the woman glamorized in The Sound of Music, brings Maria to life as never before. Then it goes on to say, in the 1950s, Oscar Hammerstein is asked to write the lyrics to a musical based on the life of a woman named Maria von Trapp. He is intrigued to learn that she was once a novice who hoped to live quietly as an Austrian nun before her abbey sent her away to teach a widowed, barren, sickly child. What should have been a 10-month assignment, however, unexpectedly turned into a marriage proposal. And when the family was forced to flee their home to escape the Nazis, it was Maria who instructed them on how to survive using nothing but the power of their voices. It is an inspirational story, to be sure, and as half of the famous Rodgers and Hammerstein duo, Hammerstein knew it had big Broadway potential. Yet much of Maria's life will have to be reinvented for the stage. And with the horrors of war still fresh in people's minds, Hammerstein can't let audiences see just how close the Von Trapps came to losing their lives. But when Maria sees the script that is supposedly based on her life, she becomes so incensed that she sets off to confront Hammerstein in person. Told that he's busy, she's asked to express her concerns to his secretary Fran instead. The pair strike up an unlikely friendship as Maria tells Fran about her life, contradicting much of what will eventually appear in The Sound of Music. A tale of love, loss, and the difficult choices that we are often forced to make, Maria is a powerful reminder that the truth is usually more complicated and certainly more compelling than the stories immortalized by Hollywood. How amazing does that sound? So I kind of took a peek at this book. I wasn't ready to read it quite yet, but at the beginning, it has the letter that Maria sends asking them to change the story. And that alone was so powerful. I cannot wait to read this book. All right, next up, I saw this little book, the cover, and it really just made me curious. And I like when a book kind of makes me curious. It's a little different than the normal things of what I read, and just caught my eye, and I'm really excited to read it. So it says, a vivid look at 10 astonishing people who are maintaining some of the world's oldest and rarest traditions. So it is about someone who travels all over the world and kind of takes a look at historical things that have been around for forever and people that are guarding these secrets. I loved watching the Travel Channel when we first got cable when I was a teenager, and just the thought of traveling to all these places. There's so much excitement and so much history behind it. And this book kind of sounds like it will scratch that itch. So it says it introduces readers to a man saving the secret recipe in Japan's 700-year-old original soy sauce recipe. How cool is that? In Italy, he learns how to make the world's rarest pasta from one of the only women alive who knows how to make it. Really cool. And in India, he discovers a family rumored to make a mysterious metal mirror believed to reveal your truest self. I'm hooked. I am ready to read this. And it goes on and describes so many other really cool things that he travels to see. It sounds like the perfect book to kind of like put a little pep in your step, make you excited. And if you aren't a huge history reader, maybe it will make you more excited about history. So next on my list is The Naturalist Daughter by T. Cooper. So I have not yet read a book by T. Cooper, but I see her name listed everywhere. Her covers are gorgeous. The books look amazing. And the only reason that I haven't grabbed one of her books yet is I think most of them tend to be dual timelines, which is not always my favorite, but I shouldn't let that stop me from trying out a book. So I saw coming up is a book called The Naturalist Daughter, and this one says, two fearless women living a century apart find themselves entangled in the mystery surrounding the biggest scientific controversy of the 19th century, the classification of the platypus. It had me at platypus. This just sounds like the most intriguing book. So it says 1808, Rose Winton wants nothing more than to work with her father. He's a naturalist on a groundbreaking study of the platypus. Not only does she love him with all her heart, but the discoveries they made could turn the scientific world on its head. Something changes the course of history, and Rose must go in his place. And then Tamsin Allen has been given a mission, travel to the Hunter Valley and retire an old sketchbook of debatable value gifted to the public library by a recluse. When she gets there, she finds there's more to the book than meets the eye. So there's a mystery involved, there is platypuses, there is two women, and I'm sold. So that is next on my list. All right, and then we have The Secret War of Julia Child. This one really caught my eye because I believe it was last year, I was able to go see an exhibit at a museum, and it was like a pop-up exhibit about Julia Child, and it had a lot to share about the work that she did during World War II that is not as often talked about, obviously, as her food is. And it really piqued my curiosity about her life and how much she did, and just what a brilliant woman she was as well. And we find her inspirational for kind of finding her career later in life and cooking and her cookbooks and all that. But what is this other aspect of Julia Child life? So I saw this, and it says, before she mastered the art of French cooking in midlife, Julia Child found herself working in the secrets trade in Asia during World War II. A journey that will both delight historical fiction fans and lovers of America's most beloved chef, revealing how the war made her into the icon we know now. So this one is definitely on my books that I am really excited to be reading. Then the last one that I'll share with you today is called The Colony Club, and this says that it is based on historical events about a woman who she tries to get into the Waldorf, but they do not allow women who are unaccompanied to come in and have tea, a meal, whatever it is she is trying to do. And so this group of women set together to forge their own path and to change the course of history, and they create the Colony Club, safe place for women to go and to really change the future of women being able to go out into society on their own. It says, Daisy, Elise, and Nora have nothing in common but determination to carry on. But to do so, they must overcome not only society's mores, but their own prejudices about women, wealth, and each other. Together, they strive to transform Daisy's dream of the Colony Club into a reality, a place that will nurture social justice and ensure the work of the women who earned the nickname Mink Brigade far into the future. So all of these really have, I feel like, unique aspects that are making me really excited to read them. I love it when I see books that I can't read yet, but I still am thinking about them and can't wait to get to them. If you haven't joined us over at the Jane Austen Literacy Foundation community, I hope you'll take a moment and check that out. We do have events with Jane Austen's family joining us. The foundation was actually created by Caroline Jane Knight, who is the fifth great niece of Jane Austen and the last of Jane Austen's nieces to grow up in Chawton House. So it is a lot of fun when we're able to do events, and Caroline comes with us, as well as her niece Millie joins us and some of their other family members. We do have our own book club that you can join us over there. We read a lot of historical fiction, and then we also have guest speakers coming to talk with us about the books that they're writing, about Jane Austen's history that you get some really deep insight into. Really makes her daily life come alive, which is exciting because I feel like we talk about her work so often, but we don't always discuss Jane Austen and what did her life look like, and the characters that she was meeting that were these real life characters that have their own really unique stories, and it is just so much fun over there. And when you head over and you check out the tiers that we offer, it will also let you know what your subscription money is going back towards helping us, because we are a nonprofit that helps raise money for literacy programs around the world, and you joining can help impact a child's life in such a big way and give back to them. I hope that you've enjoyed some of these books. Let me know if there's any that you saw on what I shared today that you want to read for yourself, that's getting you excited. And maybe there's some that I didn't mention that you think should be on my radar for books to read. I would love to know those as well. So until next time, happy reading. I will see you soon. Take care.